Born Again, we have images of a budding young love. And then we see this man in the hospital bed, the same man that's involved in this budding young love. And we eventually see that this is an element of foreshadowing that they used here. This is a black and white piece. And one of the more powerful moments for me is the moments in the mirror. You feel a sense of him wrestling with himself. He's trying on this feminine scarf in different ways, and you see that he finds pleasure in it, but then there's guilt in the pleasure that he finds from it, and he shifts to a more masculine presentation of how he feels he should be. I get the sense he's not fully happy with himself, so much so that he makes an attempt on his own life. When he comes back to the mirror, he comes to a place of acceptance with himself, and color comes into his life. So in a way, the attempt at his life, or the suicide attempt, became his rebirth. The moment of foreshadowing of the hospital bed leads you to the moment of him attempting at his own life. It leads you to the moment where we see him in the hospital later. The strong setup of the young budding love sets up the conflict that exists within this man, having love for this woman, but also knowing that, he's not being fully himself by maintaining the relationship. This piece had a lot of layers to it and a really strong message.
I loved the silent film format of this, letting the score tell the story along with going back and forth through flashbacks to see what led to this young man being in the hospital. It made it incredibly dramatic. And I think the black and white film really added to that dramatic feature. It's one that we definitely needed to see, where sometimes people forget that films don't need dialogue. It's a show, not tell, and this is exactly what this film did. It showed us, rather than have people telling us what they were doing, it showed us through a dramatic score that we really needed to see to feel him as it went back and forth. And it's something that's a forgotten art.
Born Again. Love the black and white. I am a sucker for a black and white film, and the filmmakers did black and white justice to this. I think that they were also smart with how they told their story. There was no dialogue, but so much emotion. And that is what drove the story forward, is the emotion. You could see what was going on. You didn't need the dialogue. So I thought that that was great. And this was really well thought out. Great job.
This film is called Born Again. This LGBTQ plus short was beautifully and sensitively done. I love the acting of the two main characters, notably the lead. There's a gradual awareness of being true to the self, especially when at the mirror the lead applies makeup and tries on a lovely scarf. One of the elements that really set this film apart for me was the haunting soundtrack, especially the guitar. Lots of clever close-ups and distant drone shots to tell the story so well. The direction and pace were really strong. Smart concept to switch from black and white to color at the end, with the lead's eventual happiness and freedom. Great job, Born Again. Check it out.
Discovering your true self, walking across the bridge is a very symbolic moment as we see the journey leads to a new path, a new beginning on the other side. You see the exploration of love, curiosity, wonder. As his beloved leaves the room, it gives him a chance to sort of explore who he is within as they begin to play with makeup and scarves. It's this nice switch between femininity and masculinity, this act of smoking, bringing in the shift of this internal battle taking place, looking in the mirror, your reflection showing you who you are, who you want to be, facing yourself, your truth, overcoming this burden of shame and coming to terms with who you are and becoming comfortable in your own skin.